What's up, guys? So, I just finished watching Thor: Love and Thunder, and I gotta tell you, to be honest with you, I'm a little disappointed in this movie. This has to be one of at least the least favorite Thor: Love and Thunder in this movie. I don't know where to start. By the way, the reason I'm, doing this review on my car and not on my house is because I got visitors at the house and I don't want my phone camera get contaminated by people, talking and stuff like that. So, I'd rather go in an environment where it's quiet and you guys can hear me, talk. So that's the reason how it is. So about this movie, I'm not trying not to spoil it as much. Sound effects in this movie, I thought it was good. I thought it was really good, top notch. I mean, it's Marvel, so you expect pretty good shit and pretty good effects in the Marvel movie. Now when I came to watch this movie, I was curious about three things. The first one, I was okay with sense of humor, but not too much. Second part, I want them to show us how did Jane became Mighty Thor. And thirdly, if it wasn't woke. Okay? Because I don't like wokeness when I'm watching a movie. I'm not part of that. I don't need to see that. I get it, we're on this day and age, and I get the LGBTQ and stuff like that, but that can be in a separate movie. You know what I mean? I just don't like it, shoving it down our throat. That's just not my thing. Okay, but I'll start with that part. That part, I don't believe there was any woke in this movie. Unless there was, and maybe it was like a glimpse. Maybe the only part in there was probably through the little ride that they were on, the little ship that they were on. I guess you can call it woke, I guess, but even then, like, it wasn't like, it wasn't, like, put it this way, it wasn't a point where, like, it's gonna ruin the movie. So, do I say it was a woke movie? I don't think so. But there's some people that might say that it might, but I don't, but that's not what disappointed me the most. That's not what disappointed me. That didn't really, like, to me, I don't find it to be woke. But, what did disappoint me, though, and I had a feeling this was gonna happen, which is why you notice that I haven't really did the reactions on the rest of the Thor trailers that come out, because I was concerned that it was gonna be a little bit too much sense of humor. And there was. I had a feeling this was gonna happen. Now, I'm all cool with sense of humor. I just don't like it when things that needs to be serious, like if they're on the war, like, we don't need to have too much sense of humor. Doesn't need to be too comedic, too much corniness, all that shit in the fucking movie, in the Marvel movie, especially if it's in the war. You know what I mean? Like, there, especially if there's like fighting scenes, and you're trying to win it successfully. Last thing you need is some little bit of last thing you need is joke, period. You don't really need comedy stuff or comedy scenes in a fighting scenes, or like in this case, in this superhero movie. Because, I like Thor. I really love Thor. But Thor does not need to be, he doesn't really need to be this. I mean, he does have a sense of humor, but he doesn't need that much sense of humor. You know what I mean? I was thrown off by that. I liked how they did with Mighty Thor, or I should say Jane. I liked how she brought up, and it was funny because Cosmic Wonder had talked about how it was going to happen, and it did. And let's just say that I could say it was a little emotional how it went. It was I like if you were in her shoe, right, and you were trying to find ways to cure this thing, then you probably would have done the same thing. And it seems like, she was trying to do what she can. I think some people kind of know. This is not really a spoiler or anything, but like she had like somewhat of a illness, disease, cancer, as you could say. It's like a little spoiler. Like she had cancer, and she, let's just say, like, you won't be, to me, I don't find it disappointing at all how she came up. What I was afraid of was that they were just gonna jump right in, just have her be Mighty Thor out of the sky, like out of the blue. That would turn me off real fast. Okay, it will make me not want to watch the movie, period. Okay, or at least all the way to the end. So, but I liked how they did, how they did Jane and how they played her as Mighty Thor. I thought it was decent. You know what I mean? I thought it was good. There were certain parts where I kind of like questions about, but it was like minor. Okay, it wasn't like, like it wasn't throwing off. So I would say I enjoyed the character. I did like how it came up about, and there were certain parts where like I kind of knew it was coming. You know what I mean? Like you could kind of tell the way how they set up the movie. Like I don't know, like a lot of movies, like a lot of the scenes in this movie, I kind of like expected it to happen, especially the way how it came about. You know what I mean? So, that was good. The fighting, again, it was just a little too much sense of humor. The fightings in this movie, it was okay. There were certain parts I actually loved. I actually liked. There was one part where I saw Thor when he got really angry at something. We saw the savageness inside of him. But I guess, I don't know if you want to call it a fight scene. It's not really a fight scene. It was just like more like, well, I guess, yeah, you could call it a fight scene. Yeah, it was more, yeah, it was. But that little part there, I thought that was really cool. What else? As far as Valkyrie goes, Valkyrie, I liked her as Valkyrie. She's pretty badass. What's funny is that, remember that scene in the trailers where we see her as like she knows she basically owns the Asgardian, right? They show in this particular scene, when you look at the scene, you can tell there's a difference between how, it might get a little political in here, might be a little controversial, but the way how women run it and the way how men run it, and it kind of explains to you, like, because can't really, man, they can really control the situation, and they don't have to, like, they're not in their feelings, like they motivate people, they push people, like, hey man, like, look, we can do this shit. You'll see what I'm talking about when you see this movie. But I thought that was really interesting. But overall, I liked the character. She was badass. I am curious about that character though, because I have a feeling there's rumors about this that she might come out as gay, or that she is gay. I don't care about it, to tell you the truth, as long as, like I said, as long as the character is like those, as long as if it's not woke, period, like if it's not shove it down our throat, there, which you can obviously see, but it wasn't like, it wasn't shove it down our throat. At least I didn't think so. But Valkyrie, I thought she was pretty decent as usual. The rock guy, I forgot his name. His pretty much okay. I didn't really care for him. A little too much sense of humor. Christian Bale playing as the villain. Man, I gotta tell you, when he first, I liked how they presented him in this character. I forgot the name of the character that he plays in, but I thought it was awesome. I thought it was pretty badass, and you could see that he was looking for that. So in this movie, it's pretty much it's more like Christian Bale getting revenge, and he wants for his daughter. He thought the only way to get that is to destroy the gods or Asgard, period, and trying to be control and all that shit. And Thor has to do what he can to stop and also to save the children and everything. So that's pretty much the gist of it of the movie. And man, I gotta say, man, that character was good. Do I put him as better as Helen? Probably not. I thought, to me, Helen is a better character, or at least a better villain than Christian Bale's character. Like I said, I don't remember the name of the villain character that he plays in. I don't remember. But that doesn't make me hate, his character. It's just that, like, I don't know. To me, his character, it reminded me a little bit of Joker. He had like some sort of like a Joker in him, but like he wasn't the one to be messed with. You know what I mean? Because all his goal was for revenge. It was revenge on his mind for what happened to his daughter. So, and they both, you'll see as further goes how the story goes and how it ends and stuff like that. It's really interesting, especially at the end. At the end, I thought it was interesting. I thought it was pretty decent for it. So overall, I would say I did had a good time. Like I said, the sense of humor kind of threw me off. If I had to give it from 0 to 5, as far as like star-wise, I'd probably give it 2 out of 5. I give it 2 out of 5, And if we're talking about like school grade level, probably a D+. Like I said, this was like the least of my favorite movie. As far as I'm concerned, Thor Ragnarok was way better than this movie. Because Thor, that movie, it had a sense of humor, but it didn't have too much. Okay, it didn't have too much, and especially when there was a war between. There was a fight scene between Thor and his sister, Helen. I thought it was pretty badass. So to me, I thought that movie is better than this particular movie that we're talking about right now. But that's just my opinion, that's just me, so 2 things, I did like how they presented Mighty Thor, aka Jane Foster. And I like the Christian Bale villain. I like that. And I feel like there was another one, but I can't remember. The fight scenes were okay. Could be better. But as far as like the sense of humor goes, which that was the 3rd part, I was disappointed with that, because I'm cool with sense of humor. Just when it's not too much is when it's not shove it down our throat. That's a little bit of a thrown off for me. I don't know. So, but what about you guys? I think the movie was okay, decent. I don't need to watch it again. I don't ever have to see it again. And if I do, it'll be like a collection, like, what happened from Thor Dark World, and Thor Ragnarok, and then so on. It'll be like a collection on Disney+. So, but what about you guys? What do you guys think of Thor Love and Thunder? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, smash that share button. Also, you keep that notification bell on, so that way you don't miss any videos that I upload, which pretty much gonna be every single day. Alright, Marvel fans, until next time, peace out.